AskReddit Confessions with Mr. GreatStory. What is something that you would never confess to your family? I'm really happy to only see them once or twice a year due to living 3,000 miles away. I just can't stand them. They all gossip and talk shit and spin their wheels so much you can't even have a normal conversation with any of them. It's all drama and always has been. I never understood how and why I was so depressed my entire life. Found escapism through alcohol and partying. Since I've lived across the country I'm sober, have a super awesome family, and I barely ever see them. It's great. That my mother, who always said time and time again that she will never turn into her mother, has turned into her mother. My sisters and I have formed a pact. If any of us start exhibiting signs of becoming like our parents, it is the solemn duty of the rest of the sisters to bring that bitch back to reality, or in the event that this fails, execute her. We have all accepted that this is for the greater good. That I'm about to fail university. I struggle but can't tell them because they are proud of me. That I've been sexually assaulted from a young age from multiple guys, one of them being my older brother. My mum found out about one of them and she called me a slut, a whore and a prostitute, then said she wished I wasn't her daughter because I'm a disgrace and I ruined her life. So I never told her anything about any of the others. All I want is to feel loved and secure, but I don't feel that in this family. I was sexually abused by a friend of my mother when I was about 7 years old. My brother was by a different person and that is known. There is nothing to be gained. That I don't feel like part of the family. I feel like I don't belong and like I'm just a substitute for when my brother isn't around. I don't feel respected or wanted. I feel like my girlfriend's family likes me more than they do, and if I had the funds to I would've moved out long ago, and they probably wouldn't have seen or heard from me since apart from maybe Christmas, and that is only because of my cousins. I used to smoke meth. I've been clean for 13 years now, and they'll never know. Edit. Holy shit. Thank you for the golds and F button. To answer a few questions, I smoked for 5 years. I got into a huge fight with my parents and moved to another city so no one really saw me, and this was before Facebook and shit, so there weren't any gross pics being posted. I got clean with some help, moved back, and made up with my family. I'm running out of excuses on why I won't watch Breaking Bad though. My younger aunt and I almost fooled around when we were kids. We didn't know about each other, and when we both met she was 13, I was 15. As we grew up there was a ton of flirting and sexual tension. It never came to anything, thank God, but we had some intimate conversations around it. Oddly enough, both of us are very close today and have even spoken about how ridiculous the whole thing was. Edit for some FAQ in comments. Asterisk. Technically my half aunt. Mom had me at 16. Grandpa had an affair with another woman. Produced my aunt 2 years later and subsequently left grandmother for other woman. For the record, both of those women are lovely. I rarely see the grandmother who lives far away, but the other woman lives in the same state and sees her great grandson and me with some frequency. Neither of us wants to bone the other anymore, and at least one of us is happily married. We are both embarrassed, but I think she's more embarrassed than I am. That being said, she is very attractive and younger. I fantasized about it a lot, and I will always have those fantasies with me. We have children and those children see each other infrequently, attend each other's birthday parties, yada yada. We've rarely talked about it, but when we have it's very dismissive, like what the hell was wrong with us type thing. Obviously, it's always there for me, and I'm pretty sure for her. I can't interact with her without thinking, hey, remember that time we talked about fooling around and then never did? I really don't enjoy spending time with them. I've been the black sheep since I was a child, and it sucks when the entire family thinks of you as the mean one, then wonder why you don't have any interest in spending time with them. That I accidentally got her, my mom, a non-vegetarian hot dog one time. I just didn't think when I was ordering. She thought it was the best veggie dog ever and had a great night's sleep that night. I will take that to the grave with me. I would never tell my grandmother how much of an idiot I think my uncle is. She buries her head in the sand about him. Edit. I'm probably not your wife, cousin, niece or sister. Thanks for asking. As much as I try, It's next to impossible to articulate how they made us, my siblings and myself, feel as children and the deep-seated emotional trauma that brings with it. We love each other even now, and by no means were they terrible people or the kind of parents that I'd have been taken away with. They did their best and tried so hard, but they aren't perfect and their mistakes cut deep. I still have a relationship with both of them, and I love them dearly. I guess that's probably why I'll never tell them how awful it all was. I physically can't bring myself to it. It's like trying to talk when your tongue goes numb. I can't imagine breaking it to them that they sucked. That I handcraft, cast in silicone, nerdy sex toys, and pay bills with darn money. My husband knows, but I'm very apathetic and don't feel a lot. I do feel and have feelings, but not the same as other people seem to. I know what I should feel and have learned how to react when I need to, but I tend to truly only feel more extreme emotions and the rest of the time I'm just content or neutral. That I don't share their love and obsession with the band Heart. They would never look at me the same if I ever confessed to this. Most of my mental health was caused by them. I love my parents, but I'm mentally screwed up. I'm not a sociopath, but I have issues, and I'm Asian and mental health isn't something that is considered an illness in the Asian community. My extended family thinks I've had no career or salary advancement for 10 years. I play a bumbling idiot with them who just can't catch a break. The reason being, they're a cavalcade of self-inflicted sob stories and GoFundMe grifters. I don't want to be hit up for loans every other week. I'm actually a senior manager at an established consulting firm. If they had a good reason for their misery other than got drunk with the money for bills and didn't pay them, I would help them out. Pretending to be a struggling idiot deflects any attempts at soliciting me for money. Note, I live out of state from them, and they don't travel. So I only have to maintain this foolish charade for Thanksgiving and Christmas. My parents are in on it. Was raped in elementary school, attempted suicide, have depression and social anxiety. Edit. Thanks everyone for yours comments and the awards. I'm not in the best place right now, but will do my best to move past it. I'm still scared to see a therapist, but definitively will when the situation with COVID-19 will calm down, and it's definitively thanks to you. Thank you also very much for your comments and support. I've dropped psychedelics and the old lazy pose me was killed in my trip. Now I'm super motivated and hardworking. Me having 175,000 TBS of bimbo/corruption born. Yep. I talk to strangers online. And guess what, mum? I haven't been murdered by a catfish. Yet. I joined the Navy to get away from them, not because I felt some sort of patriotic duty, like they tell people. I liked it. I found a purpose. I got great training. That got me the job I have today. But I did it because I hated it at home. Edit. While this blew up, I've been trying to answer questions and DMs but I was on mobile last night, so sorry if I didn't get to them until this morning. Just a little elaboration. I was in from 1997 to 2005. Joined after high school that I was expelled from, but graduated through the special programs and was on probation because of why I was expelled. I was acting out a lot because of home life. A lot has changed in training, so I'll answer questions as best I can. Thanks for all the support and the awards. I met a random redditor for sex and quite enjoyed it. That I started masturbating every day at age 9. My first thought when I found out my wife was pregnant was now I have something else to live for. I was struggling harder with my mental health than I cared to admit to anyone, even myself. The news that I would have a baby to look after got me to get remedicated and seek therapy. Up until about a year ago, I said I would take to my grave that my stepdad molested me for almost 30 years. But I outed the due date months ago. Cheers. Edit. I've never felt so much love from strangers. I love Reddit. I'm going to spend tomorrow reading everyone's comments. You all matter, and if this post encourages even one person to speak their truth, it was worth it. Thank you, kind strangers. Edit again. It's not my job to explain to all of you what sexual assault, child abuse, and rape mean. I apologize that the public education system has failed you. I use Reddit Both of my parents hate me talking to people online because they think I'm going to get kidnapped or raped or something. So I'm not allowed to post / comment / like anything by people they don't know. Edit. Could you all quit asking for my personal info? I get that it's a joke, but I'm a minor and I'm actually kinda getting tired and uncomfortable. Tie. I went to a brothel while I was in Germany and it was amazing. In 3rd grade, I cheated on my history exam. In 4th grade, I stole my Uncle Maximum's toupee and I glued it on my face when I was Moses in my Hebrew school play. In 5th grade, I knocked my sister Edie down the stairs, and I blamed it on the dog when my mom sent me to the summer camp for fat kids, and then they served lunch. I went nuts and I pigged out, and they kicked me out. But the worst thing I ever did, I mixed a pot of fake puke at home, and then I went to this movie theater, hid the puke in my jacket, climbed up to the balcony and then, I made a noise like this. Hooah 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 hooah, and then I dumped it over the side, all over the people in the audience. And then, this was horrible, all the people started getting sick and throwing up all over each other. I never felt so bad in my entire life. Thank you for watching. Tell me which one was your favorite. Like, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more. The next video will be even more interesting. You are a legend.